Default answers. With the functions you've written so far, if there are no matches in any of the if statements, then a default answer is returned. In this exercise, you'll make it more interesting by giving a different default answer depending on the length of the question that was asked. You can get the length of a string like this. So this is a string, so it's hello.count. So that is 5 because hello has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters. If you want to choose from one of 2 different default answers, you can reuse the remainder operator to get the remainder count by adding, remainder of the count after dividing by 2. So we are using the remainder operator for 2. So this count is 1. 1 divided by 2. 2 does not go evenly into 1, so the remainder of that is 1. So that's what our remainder operator evaluates to. This one is, count is 2. 2 goes into 2 evenly, so that has a remainder of 0. There is 0 left over. 3, 2 goes into 3 once with a remainder of 1, so that remainder operator is going to evaluate to 1. And 4 is going to evaluate to 0 because 2 goes into 4 evenly. This means that you can convert any string into 0 or 1. Then use the result to decide on an answer. So we have a function, response to question, which is a string, and returns a string. So let lower question get question, so this is just making that question lowercase. If lower question is where are the cookies, return in the cookie jar. Else if lower question has prefix where, return to the north. So this is what we are used to so far. And then we have an else statement. And then inside of this else statement, they are making a new constant, which is let default number get, and then we are running this the remainder operator is what they call it in Swift. So question count mod 2. So this is just getting whatever the remainder of however long the question is, however many characters the question is, and then remainder operator 2. So if default number is equal to 0, because it's only going to be either 0 or 1, so essentially this is looking to see if it's an odd or an even number of characters. So if default number is 0, it's going to return that really depends. Otherwise, it's going to return ask me again tomorrow. So now we have a response to where are the cookies in the cookie jar, because that is going to stop here. Response to question, can I have a cookie? So where the cookie jar is false, has prefix where is false. So it's going to look to see how many characters there are. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, because spaces and punctuation all count. So that has an even number. So 2 goes into 20 an even number of times. So it's returning that really depends, because this evaluates to true. There's no remainder when you divide 20 by 2. And then we have please can I have a cookie, and that is going to return a remainder of 1. So this one is false. It's going to return ask me again tomorrow. So the exercise is amend the function above to choose from one of 3 default answers instead of 2. So the hint, question.count remainder operator 3 will give you a result of 0, 1, or 2. So that'll give us 3 options. So when I look at line 24, instead of let default number question count remainder operator 2, I'm going to put 3. So the result of that could be either 0 if the number divides evenly into 3, or 3 divides evenly into the number, 1 if there's a remainder of 1, or 2 if there's a remainder of 2. There cannot be a remainder of 3 because 3 divides evenly into 3, and that would be a remainder of 0. So if default number is 0, that really depends, else if default number is equal to 1, return ask me again tomorrow, else, and we know this is 2, but we don't have to type it because 0 and 1, 2 is the only thing left. So we can return, and then you get to choose another string to return. So make sure you choose something that makes sense in there. So we have different responses here. So if we have response 2, and then question, and then I have something that is just one letter. It's going to ask me again tomorrow because there is a remainder of 1. And then response 2. And then if I have 2, it's going to say another string to return because that has a remainder of 2. And then this one will return that really depends because there is no remainder because 3 divides evenly into 3. So this could be any multiple of 3. And it's still going to return that really depends.